So in the same way, we have considered their use. So they only used in exceptional situations. So they are not to take over the functions of the police forces or other paramilitary forces, right? Though their job had been expanded to the security of politician, but in January 2020, it is completely removed. So energy have withdrawn from the security of the politicians, right? Now, the training which we have considered, so energy is always trained to conduct counter-terrorist tasks or counter-hijacking tasks, right? Whether it is at the land, in the sea, or in the air, right? Irrespective of the terrain. And bomb disposal techniques, both search, detect, and neutralization. Right? So detection and neutralization. So bomb disposal. Then, if suppose bomb blast get happen, so its investigation, that is called post-blast investigation, is also looked up by NSG. They are always trained to have the hostage rescue missions, right? So their training is being carried out at Manesar, which is in Haryana, right? So right at Manesar, which is completely developed elements of physics. And before inducting them as NSG commando, they have to always before inducting as NSG commando, they have to always uh, go under a rigorous psychological test, right? And in their training, right? So many different aspects, right? Conduction of the urban counter-terrorism, right? So how to conduct the counter-terrorism, particularly in the urban areas, some of the underwater protection operations, right? The house intervention, then to counter the anti-drone operations, then the bomb detection and its disposal. So this acquiring the skills for bomb disposal, right? Then some of other specialized operations which are also being carried out by NSG. So as far as NSG's joint training is concerned, right, it is always having some joint training with the foreign special forces, right? For example, they are having Germany's GSG-9, right? Then Green Beret from USA, right? USA, United States Army. They are having joint exercises with Russia, with the special forces of France, with the special forces of Australia, and with the special forces of Israel, right? So these are some different things which you can consider. Then later on in between, you had another group which is called, rather there are such kind of 3 different groups which are known as the Special Action Group, SAG, right? So the main striking wing of NSG is the Special Action Group, which is always tasked. It's very confined task, right? It is always tasked for counter terror and counter hijack operations, right? So there are 2 different battalions or groups, which are called 51 SAG and 52 SAG. So 51 SAG is specialized in counter terrorism, and 52 SAG is specialized in hijack operations. Fine. So these are the some of the terminologies. Apart from this, in a given battalion, you will be having a smallest group known as hit, which will be consisting 6 different members, right? And by combining such hits, 4 such kind of hits, you will be always finding a team which will be headed by a captain, right? So the best part of energy is SAGs or SPGs, anyone, right, from energy, that they are ready to deploy within 30 minutes, right? So that would be the case you can always consider about the energy. So this part we have gone through yesterday, right? Now we can consider the other 2 groups, right, as the today we are going to have the Rafales, right? So we will be receiving the Rafale, fine. So I suggest everyone to see it if possible, right? Obviously, there will be today on each of the what we can consider channels, that particular thing will be broadcasted, right? Yes, today we are going to receive 5 Rafales, right? So 3 will be fighter and 2 will be for the purpose of training, right? So we are going to receive 36 Rafales, right? So you can consider this to C, right? So that would be the, yes, they are fighter jets, they will be in just a minute. So let's consider the next group from NSG, which is again a one of the which is among one of the important parts we can consider in. So that is called SRG, a Special Ranger group you can consider, fine. So Special Ranger group. I think I was talking about it. Anyway, we will talk later on the Rafale. Obviously, we will be going to consider a particular session for these different aircrafts. So Special Ranger Group, which is called, which is known as SRG, Special Ranger Group, right? NSG is having three SRGs. So there are three groups of Special Ranger, right? So three Special Ranger groups are there in NSG. So each with a strength of battalion, right? Group, or you can consider a battalion, right? So that means what? Around 1,000 people are there. So more than 900 personnel will be there. So around 1,000 energy commandos are forming a Special Ranger group, and that is divided into three different groups. So SRG personnel are always drawn from Central Armed Police Forces and State Police Forces, right? So personnel to SRG are drawn from. See, if someone is in police and he wanted to be a part of NSG, so a you have a opportunity, right? Don't worry about it. If it is blood, right? By the time it may get clear, but if it remains blurred, I will share the screen. Just follow me. What I'm.
Clear, sir. Visibility is okay.
Sorry.
Visibility is okay, sir.
Okay, fine. So the personnel to SRG are drawn from Central Armed Police Forces and State Police Forces, right? So State Police Forces of any of the state and Central Armed Police Forces, right, are the part of SRG. Fine. So as I said, there are already said three SRGs. Fine. Now, what is the mandate of SRGs? What is the main function of SRGs? So SRG's mandate is to render the logistical support. Right. So mandate of SRGs. I forgot there was a there is a series, web series you can consider on energy, right? So how energy have played a role in 2008's 26/11, right? So there you can consider both these roles very clearly, right? How the SRG had worked and how the energy had performed that particular operation. Right? So their mandate is special operations. Their mandate, or the first duty of SRG, is to render logistical support. Right, to the SAG, Special Action Group, to SAG, right? So during any of the operations, and it is always deploying a guarding for high risk, right? So SAG during operations. This is the first thing. And second thing is, they are actually guarding GAUR, providing, right, security. So guarding high risk VIPs or VVIPs. Okay, so VIPs or VVIPs. Fine. Mandate means compulsorily, right? Or you can consider the prime task or the prime responsibility. First, to render the logistical support. Right. Is it clear? Just let me know. If it is not, then I will go to the next page, and then later on I will be sharing both the pages simultaneously.
So
If it
actually,
is
sir,
clear,
it
then
is clear, sir. At my side, sir, visibility is okay, sir. I can read each and everything,
yes,
sir.
students are also saying it is clear. So for those it is clear, you can have the screenshot if you want. Otherwise, I will go to the next one.
Actually, sir, will share some notes for you from after Monday on your classroom.
Yes,
There
exactly.
you can also
So
get.
yes, so whatever we have seen, that will be readily available to you. Okay, just few seconds, and then I will go to the next one. Okay, go to the next one. Right. Now see what SRG is doing, right? So SAG is fine. So see, it is nothing but simply you can consider energy. Energy is being categorized or grouped into different tasks. So there are three different tasks. Yes, and they are having they have to carry out different tasks by different groups that we are calling SAG, SRG, and SCG. Fine. So that would be the case. So the striking force is called SAG, and the logistical support force is called SRG. Fine. But it is not only for the for providing logistics. It is also providing security to the VVIPs or VIPs. Right. See, necessarily VIP cannot be politician every time. VIP can be one of the great scientists. Right. VVIPs can be the great scientists. The great scientists like Bhabha. Right. Great scientists like Saha. Fine. Or someone who will be coming from let's say from any of the developed countries, right? In any of, yes, even a businessman can be VIP, right? So, but always keep in mind, it depends on the threat, right? If you have no threat, then you will not be having kind of any kind of security. For example, in last year 2000, around maybe in November December 2019, right? The SPG, another that we have to see, a special protection group. So SPG of Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, and I think Priyanka Gandhi had been removed. Right? So it is review of the threat, and currently they have no threat, so they have removed that particular security and they have provided Z security. Right? So you can consider that particular point. Here, someone might be having a question that why they were having the SPG, right? So the reason is uh, they belong to a former prime minister, right? And providing security to the prime minister and his personnel, or his family members is the responsibility of SPG. Fine. So there is no politics in that particular case, or it is not a due advantage which had been taken by Gandhi family, right? So from both the point of views, it's not a politics. Fine. Anyway, we will be seeing it. So I was talking about the SRGs. So SRG is always providing a preliminary fire support to the SAG in counter-terror operations. Right. So it provides preliminary fire support to SAG, the Special Action Group, right, in counter-terror operations. In counter-terror operations. Fine. And then last group you can consider preliminary prior and the basic. Right. Then the special composite group. Special composite group. SCG. Right. So, after 2008's 26/11, the energy had deployed or energy had created regional groups. Right? So there are currently 5 regional deployment. So earlier it had been at only 1 point. Now you will be having 5 different groups. So the special composite group always consists of the people from or the personnel from army and central armed police forces, like for counter-terror operations. So it consists. Okay, where these 5 regional that I will first go. So 5 regional deployments. So one is at Mumbai. Now you will be having a team at Mumbai, Chennai, Mahanagar, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, Kolkata, and Gandhinagar. And Gandhinagar. Right. So there are 5 SCG teams which are deployed in these 5 different places. So obviously reaching someone from Delhi to Mumbai and reaching someone within Mumbai, obviously making the difference. For that point of view, that is the purpose of deploying these different groups. Right. So the personnel of SCG are from Army as well as the Central Armed Police Forces. Right. Central Armed Police Forces. And their task is to counter terror operations. To counter terror operations. Right. So within the area of responsibility, so each of these are have given a responsibility of the geographical areas. Fine. And they have to always look for the security, or they have to always counter the terror operations within that particular region. Fine. That you can consider. So these are the 5 different regional hubs. That's it. So these are also energy commandos. Right? So whether you are in SAG, NSG, SCG, or SRG, Right? You are ultimately a energy commando. Fine. So that is the case you can always consider. Fine. So see, the response of energy had criticized in 2008, right? That they had taken a lot time to reach to Mumbai from Delhi. Right? So that would be the case. Before taking the control on these different hotels, if you could consider that the energy could have deployed in Mumbai, right? Now only two. Probably this may be the last session. SPG and Force One. Right? Force One, it is of Maharashtra that we will be, therefore we are considering it. Right? It is from Maharashtra government. So because of that criticism, the 5 different regional hubs have been created. Right? And that is the case you can have here, these 5 different regions. Fine. So this is about the energy. Fine. Now you can consider the next part, which we can consider is the Special Protection Group, SPG. Special Protection, yes, Special Protection Group, which is called SPG, right? SPG. Now, so Special Protection Group, SPG. See, basically it is energy. So you know the answer. So Special Protection Group, SPG. Now it is a special force for providing the proximate security to the Prime Minister of India and the members of their immediate families, right? And the best for parties wherever they are in the world, and their protection is the responsibility of SPG, right? So is a special force, a special force. Right? Whose special force this is? You can consider this is from Central Armed Police Forces. Right? What is the task? Provide security to Prime Minister of India. Prime Minister of India and members of
rejoin
their
all.
immediate family.
Immediately I will open this session for you all. Please rejoin all. Immediately I will open this session for you all. You all have to rejoin immediately.